Hey guys, what's going on? It's Vic here, back with another Madden 23 rebuild. And one of my subscribers told me to rebuild the Jacksonville Jaguars, but with the new addition of Anton Harrison. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like and or subscribe. Let's see if we can hit 40 likes on this video. I would definitely be appreciated. But I thought the Jaguars overall had a pretty solid offseason. Of course, the midseason mark, they did get Calvin Ridley for like a second round pick. By the way, the dude looks blasted in his profile picture. But he was the first player to get the number 0, I believe, and I think he's going to do great with Trevor Lawrence. I don't know why Christian Kirk doesn't have like superstar dev. The dude was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Last year, I was a total hater of this contract. You can go back and see the video. I thought it was a stupid deal. They definitely have an out on the deal, so it's still a good deal. And he ended up being a great player. So I was wrong with it. I don't know if he was the great player or if Trevor Lawrence just made him look like the good player. But I'm still not going to discredit his work. He was doing great. Offensive line is a little bit better now with Anton Harrison. A lot of people are calling him more of a developmental piece. Ben Barch, I don't know if I'll be able to develop him in time. How old is Ben Barch? He is 24 years old. I mean, I really don't know if I'll be able to do anything with that. So, for right now, I mean, he is a 69 at left guard, so I'll just move him inside to center and see if that's a little bit better. By the way, his haircut looks a lot better too. If you guys remember his previous profile picture, that super long hair, I don't really know if people care, but 67 overall center, I'm gonna move him there just because we have a 69 overall center. Really can't get much worse since he's younger and he has star dev. Evan Ingram, great tight end, looks a lot weirder in his new profile picture, I'm gonna say. Defensively, Muma is great. I think that's how you pronounce that. I'm not gonna start him over Devin Lloyd because Devin Lloyd was a first round pick. I don't even know why they didn't give him star dev because he is pretty good. Muma, I'm just going to keep there as depth. Foyesade Oluokun, pretty good. Darius Williams, Hamilton. Tyson Campbell is an extremely underrated defensive back. Nobody talks about him enough. Andre Cisco, and who is this? Something Jenkins? Rayshawn Jenkins? I was thinking that, but didn't have it on my tongue. But anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 3-4, third in the division. I don't really see that happening with Trevor Lawrence, but Titans are 0-6. I can definitely see that happening. Scouting national focus, I'd say safety. Andre Cisco isn't bad. He is young, but at the same time, I did not say defensive back. He just has normal dev. I don't know if I'll be able to develop him, and getting safeties in free agency is pretty hard. Coming off a 24-0 loss to the Giants is pretty rough. Let's see what we got for the negotiate. Josh Allen just never wants to be here. It's because the scheme. You know what? I'm going to change that. If like the scheme is the problem and he doesn't like the scheme, then we're going to 100% change it for Josh Allen. He is kind of the core of the defense right now, left outside linebacker. We need a scheme that fits him. I will willingly change this defense for him. He's the only person that doesn't have some type of scheme fit in this. Okay, 3-4 under. He has a scheme fit in that, so we're going to switch it to 3-4 under. Maybe that would be better for simulation. I'm going to make sure he stays with this team. I'm also going to advance the next week, just that way the AI does register it and notices that he has a new scheme under him. Coming off a win to the Broncos, so maybe that helped us in simulation. And he has full interest and is on board with playing with the team. I like it. He resigns. We only have $1.8 million. Who is destroying our cap room? I don't even think we paid Trevor Lawrence yet. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Team salaries, who is doing this? Oh, did we pay Trevor Lawrence? Josh Allen we just paid. Christian Kirk is getting a lot. Cam Robinson? I don't like that. I don't even have an out on his contract. Savings penalty. I'll take a huge penalty, sure. Foyesade Oluokun, Trayvon Walker, Trevor. Like, really? Rookie contracts are this high up here? That's kind of crazy how high that's getting paid. I don't like how Zay Jones is getting paid an absolute mass ton, but we're going to have to deal with it, and I'm going to have to find out what to do with Trevor Lawrence's contract as well. Definitely need a fifth-year option on that before I can figure out what to do with it. We're not losing Trevor Lawrence. Evan Ingram, I just don't have the money for anyone here right now. I'm just going to have to move on, but anyways, guys, apart from that, it's now time to move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs going 8-9, second in the division, somehow making. I don't understand how you can make the playoffs at 8-9 in the AFC. We're going to get whooped by the Chiefs round 1. I mean, they did great against them last year, but us being 8-9 is not a good look. Trevor Lawrence did great. 20th best offense only, really? 17th best defense. 4,500 yards, 37 TDs, 7 interceptions, 106 pass rate. That's a great stat line in real life in Madden if you compare it to other people. Like, it's still good. but 13th for yards is kind of crazy. In real life, that'd be a lot better. ETN with only 3.8 per carry isn't that good. Christian Kirk, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. That's great. Zay Jones, 9 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. I still don't want to pay you that much, Zay, if I'm being honest. Foyesade Oluokun is 125 tackles, 125 tackles with Devin Lloyd as well. Tackles for a loss, 17 for Devon Hamilton, sacks, 14.5 for Josh Allen. I'm glad we gave him that contract and changed up our scheme. Tyson Campbell with 5 interceptions. Safeties on the team is 1 for Devin Lloyd and 1 for Devon Hamilton. 0 defensive touchdowns. Hopefully, Devin Lloyd gets star dev. 125 tackles in a season and a safety. Like that's a pretty good season. And he had like 94 solo tackles. Losing to the Chiefs 24-21. Still a close shootout, but let's move into the offseason. And the Chiefs beat the Packers in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP. Josh Allen wins the league MVP. There are no awards here for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Of course, Anton Harrison's not going to get Rookie of the Year. They never appreciate offensive linemen, really, nor really defensive linemen either, unless you're an edge rusher. But for the offensive upgrades, we are the exact same. And also, I forgot to mention they got Tank Bigsby out of Auburn. He's pretty good. I like him. Defensively, though, what do we got? Tyson Campbell gets superstar dev. I'm going to give Devin Lloyd star dev. If you want to cry about it in the comments, you can. Foyesade Oluokun and him got the same amount of tackles. He had 2 less solo tackles. Like, he had a good season for sure, and a safety. Like, come on, dude. You're not going to tell me that. And he was also a first-round pick, and he also had a pretty good year 1. It wasn't, like, crazy, but it was solid. But in Madden, he just had a good season. He deserves it. Who is this guy? Did not notice him. Andrew Wingard. He's already 26. I won't be able to develop him as a free safety. But other than Tyson Campbell and Devin Lloyd, yeah, there's nobody else here. I'm just going to move on. So apart from that, guys, let's move into the re-signings. In the AFC South, nobody retires. That's okay. We're in a bit of a cap situation, so I'm definitely going to skip out on free agency. I still want Evan Ingram back. 4 years? Let's try 2 and up your bonus. How about that? He resigns on that. I'll be fine with that. Kicker, I can just draft a kicker and not have to pay him for 4 years. Yes, I'm that scummy. Let's move into the draft. In the first round, I'm selecting defensive tackle Jay Ash out of Tennessee. 6'2", 300 pounds, hidden depth, 93 strength as a rookie is great. Skills, Bs, and 1A across the board. He looked pretty good, and we also had the 31st rushing defense in the NFL, so I definitely needed to improve it. In the third round, I'm picking up right guard Doug Salias out of California, 6'4", 318, hidden dev, 87 strength. I saw A lead block and A stamina, and I was like, for a third round pick, it's not bad, and he's definitely going to be the starter now. Here we are after the draft, and already Doug is the starter over our right guard. That's nice to see. Looks like the AI decided to pick up a quarterback. Sam Houston is where he came from. Sam Houston. Okay. Interesting school. 86, bro, your speed is higher than your throw power. I think you should play a different position. Anyways, honestly, can I cut Zay Jones, dude? I can find any better slot. Dude. Someone take this contract. Like, in real life, he's not bad. I don't want this contract on my team. Who wants it? Panthers want it? Take it, bro. Give me a 5th round pick for Zay Jones. That's fair, right? God, get that contract off my team. Jamal Agnew would be fine as a slot. I picked up this Rivers guy in the 4th round. I would be fine him there. I don't want to pay you over $11 million a year to be an average slot. Yes, he had a good rookie season. Not a rookie season. Good season for us, but nothing crazy enough for me to do something about it. Thompson? No, I picked up another strong safety. Yeah, this guy in the 2nd round. Ugh, he doesn't look good. Ash, I'm going to make the starter over Devon Hamilton. I know that may seem crazy, but our D-line sucks. So, yeah. Nails, I'm going to move up. Can Nails be my strong safety? Is he tough as nails? No, he's 5'9". Okay, never mind. Yeah, team looks pretty good. Ash is going to be the starter. He's also going to be the rush defensive tackle. Nails is definitely going to be the slot DB. Rest of the team looks pretty good. So anyways, guys, apart from that, it is now time to move in to the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark, 4-3. Okay, improvement from last year. Breakout quarterback. This is something I'm not going to skip. I need an X factor on Trevor Lawrence. That would be absolutely baller. Let me see what we can get. X marks the spot. He needs 400 yards in a game, dude. Coming off a loss to the Texans, too, is not a good start. But what do we got for the Scouting National Focus? I think it just needs to be safety again. I'm not going to be able to keep those safety. Andre Sisco will be fine. He'll develop, but my strong safety is already like 29. Won't be able to develop him. Calvin Ridley, I want to keep. Will regress, but I still want to keep this. So he's going to resign. Jamal Agnew can walk. Ben Barch, I want to keep around. I'll do a 4-year deal with him. He resigns. He really is pretty cheap as well. Caleb on Chason, what a bust, dude. Get out of my face. Everyone else here, can walk. Don't really care about him. So anyways, guys, apart from that, let's move in to the next week to see if Trevor Lawrence got the X marks the spot. And if he doesn't get it, just please let me know before I click on this whole slideshow. Coming off a win, 38 points, so that's a good sign for sure. Probably didn't get it. And definitely, he's our X Factor. Thank God. Oh my goodness, that is a huge upgrade. So big. Anyways, kind of like, you know, my playoffs. Let's go. Here we are in the playoffs, 10-7 top the division, but this time we have the home field advantage. Also, how did the Chiefs lose the first seed? How did they lose their division? Who did they lose it to? Were the Broncos get the first seed? Oh my God, absolutely not. Jaguars, let's see what we got. I don't know why I'm going in here for team upgrades. Trevor Lawrence already got X Factor. We did that at the midseason mark. Stats and awards, let's see what we have here. Trevor Lawrence, honestly doing a little bit worse than the last season. 10th best offense in the NFL, 3rd best defense. A little bit worse in terms of touchdowns to interception ratio. Better passer rating, more yards, so I guess that's good. ETN, 3.9 per carry. 15 touchdowns is nice, but 3.9, he's got to get that up. Calvin Ridley, 1,200 yards, only 4 touchdowns. Christian Kirk, 7 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Jamal Agnew, 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. Like, I'm glad that I cut Zay Jones. I'm not even paying Jamal Agnew anything, and he's putting up the same numbers. Defensively, Devin Lloyd, 112 tackles for a loss, 13 for Jay Ash, the rookie. Sacks, 9 for Jay Ash, the rookie, and 9 for Josh Allen. Tackles for a loss, 3 for Darius Williams. Safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns, 0. Ash better get superstar dev. He had a great season. See what we got against the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Kansas City Chiefs again. And we beat them 24-14 this time. See if we can beat the Miami Dolphins. Their whole 6 overall is higher than us. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost. We do 31-17. Why is our defensive rush game 30th still? I don't understand. Do I have to switch to a 4-3? Let's move to the offseason. And the Niners beat the Dolphins in the Super Bowl. Logan Ryan wins the Super Bowl MVP for the Niners. That is crazy. Russell Wilson wins the league MVP. Nathaniel Hackett wins Coach of the Year. Nice, EA. Good job on updating your rosters. Anyways, let's see what we got here for the roster upgrades. I'm also going to change us into a 4-3. It's ridiculous that our rushing game is 30th in the league. We're doing 4-6. I'm changing it again. Does that still fit the scheme with Josh Allen? Will he still like that? He doesn't. You know what? We're going to move you left end. Maybe you'll like it a little bit better. Wow. The quarterback that has a better speed, better legs than he does have an arm is superstar dev. Okay, thank you, EA. Thank you for the AI for picking him for me. All right, guard, for a 3rd round pick, that's definitely a good pickup. Don't gotta pay him either. Defensively, I'm gonna move this guy probably to the inside, have more depth at defensive tackle, and bam, there's the new defense. Josh Allen at defensive end, Trayvon Walker at defensive. I think he went up on overall because of that. Ash definitely gonna be the starter. Fatoski, I believe is how I pronounce that. Fatuaski or something is a 3rd string defensive tackle. Nails being an X Factor is awesome. Williams, I might have to cut him. How much would it take? That would save me so much money. You're gone. I'm not paying a 77 overall, $10 million a year. You're gone. I don't even know if he was going to be on the roster next season. Let's move into the re-signings. In the AFC South, Christian Kirksey, Danico Autry, and Jordan Hicks all retire. More like depth players, really, not really that too important. Players ready to negotiate. Let's see what we have here. Jamal Agnew, Kayvon Chason, a bunch of guys I don't want. I have $39 million to spend now. I still need to pay Trevor Lawrence, but I just need maybe a safety or a DB. After free agency, I got superstar free safety Xavier McKinnon and Jets DB Bryce Hall. 2 great additions to our secondary. I moved Andre Sisco to strong safety. So I think that's a huge upgrade for the team, but let's move in to the draft. In the 1st round, I'm picking a middle linebacker, Clint Herrick, now that we're in a 4-3. So I'm just getting more linebacker depth. He would have been a 2nd string middle linebacker, but he still would have played in the sub as well. He has very good speed. He has good attributes across the board, solid attributes. Unfortunately, only normal depth, but he'll be a good depth player, which is what I wanted. In the 2nd round, I'm picking up our new slot receiver that I don't have to pay. You guys know that I love it whenever I don't have to pay players, just like how franchise love it whenever they don't have to pay for franchise QBs like Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence. But he has good speed. He has probably good route running. 6'3", 225. More, not definitely a slot guy. I think Christian Kirk would play in the slot now. This guy is good A's and B's across the board. Great 2nd round pick. And in the 3rd round, I'm picking up a hidden dev DB. 3rd round hidden dev DBs are rare. I saw A press and B catching. I was like, how is this supposed to be a day 3 guy? I wasn't going to let him fall to day 3. Jerome Humphreys out of LSU. He seems pretty good. So this is the team after the draft. We really need nothing else on the offense. Maybe Cam Robinson replacement. 81 overall isn't even bad. It's just as normal dev. Chris Hall in the second round, late second round, great. Looks like the AI picked up this guy, Devontae Chancellor out of Wyoming. What a name, by the way. Sounds like a Hall of Fame name. Sure, more depth at running back that we don't need. Looks like they picked up a star dev outside linebacker, more depth. Herrick is a 74. That's not bad, just not good. Humphreys 68 for a third round pick with star dev or better as a DB. That was a good pick in my opinion. Don't really need this other defensive tackle here, but could use him as depth considering we are 30th in the NFL for Ash. Should definitely be starting at defensive tackle. And yeah, rest of the team looks pretty good. I honestly think, I mean, 85 overall isn't crazy, but it's definitely not bad. Nails is going to be the slot. Chancellor, Hall. I think Hall will have to be the slot considering that Christian Kirk is already the wide receiver 1. So anyways, guys, let's move in to the third season and the midseason mark. Here we are at the midseason mark as we are 4-2, top the division, still a good record for sure. Players ready to negotiate. Tyson Campbell definitely doing bad. I didn't even know he was 24. I thought he was like 26 in real life. Dude, it's ballin'. Foasada Luakani, he's my linebacker 1. I need him back even though he doesn't want to be here. That's a ridiculous contract for 6 years, but hey, the rebuild doesn't last that long, so we're good. Evan Ingram really hasn't regressed as far as I thought he would, so 4 years, sure. Again, the rebuild is only 1 more year after this, so we're fine. Brandon Scherf, please don't retire. Here's a 3-year deal. He resigns. Devon Hamilton. He's not regressing, but he will be soon. I wouldn't mind a 2-year deal. He can resign. Cam Robinson doesn't want to be here. Okay, walk. You think I'm going to overpay? Yeah, you think I'm going to overpay for a normal dev 80 overall? No. Andre Sisco, 80 overall, solid, cheap deal, 4 years. Let's do that. He resigns. Fatoski or whatever can walk. Really not that good. And yeah, all these other guys can walk. I'm going to try and sign a good left tackle or trade for one a little bit later since Cam Robinson is going to walk. It's not bad, but I'm not going to overpay him if he doesn't want to be here. What do I want? Really don't need much. I guess more depth defensive tackle considering we keep having a terrible defensive tackle rankings. Did moving into a 4-3 help us with our defensive tackles? Yes, we're 5th in the league for defensive tackles. Rushing game, that's nice. And number 1 in pass rush, that's great. Defensive pass yards per game. No, not pass rush, my bad. Anyways, let's move into the playoffs. Here we are in the playoffs coming off a blowout win to the Texans, 42-7, 10-7, top the division. Here to face the Baltimore Ravens with home field advantage. Trevor Lawrence had a good season. Pass ratings pretty solid, I guess. 4th best offense, best defense in the NFL is what I was looking for. 4,800 yards, 36 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. Dude, what are you doing? You're going back to rookie Trevor Lawrence. 100 pass rating flat isn't bad. It's not good. Travis Etienne finally getting above a 3.9 for an average yards. 1,200 yards, almost 300 carries, literally 1 carry off from 300. If you guys can do simple math, but I can't. 15 touchdowns, pretty good season. Christian Kirk, 1,100 yards. Evan Ingram, 114 receptions, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Chris Hall, great rookie season. Like to see that. Calvin Ridley. I always hate it whenever you get 3 receivers and you have a tight end as well, because then receiver 1 or receiver 2 doesn't do anything. One of them just doesn't do anything. But Devin Lloyd, 112 tackles for a loss, 17 for Jay Ash, sacks 23 for Josh Allen, 13.5 for Trayvon Walker, 10.5 for Jay Ash. Jay Ash was such a good pick, and Trayvon Walker's doing crazy. Definitely going to get superstar dev. Tyson Campbell, 3 interceptions, safety zone team 0, defensive touchdowns is 0. So let's see if we can beat the Baltimore Ravens to move on to the divisional round. If we do beat them, can we win the divisional round and move on to the conference championship? We do. 41-35 here to face the 11-6 previous MVP, Russell Wilson. Broncos country, let's die. Let's go. 34-29 here to face the 86 overall Bengals. We're an 88 overall. They're still a good team, but let's move into it. And here we are at Cincinnati. 7-7 start right now. 10-7 first lead of the game for us. 17-7. Good stuff. 17-10. And our offense shut down. There it is. 24-10 at halftime. 30-10. Okay, I don't know what happened to her. 31. 38-10. Okay, we suddenly got that back. It's wraps. The game's over. Okay. 38-10 is going to be your final score as we are going to be moving on to the Super Bowl, and this is a successful rebuild. Here we are in the Super Bowl here to face the 12-5 New York Giants. I need to know, do they have Danny Dimes on their team? Probably not. Usually the AI always kicks him off. Nope, they still do. That is quite surprising. They also have Nick Bosa, which is pretty scary. But let's see what we have for the team upgrades offensively. Evan Ingram gets superstar dev. Nice to see. I'm pretty sure I already had that before. And also, Chris Hall, really, he had a really good rookie season, already an 85 overall, but no upgrade there. Unfortunate. Humphreys, we still don't know. Ash is an X factor. Josh Allen gets 23 sacks in a season. You're like, no, he's a star dev at best. What? He should be an X factor. I'm only going to move him up just because I don't want to piss anyone off. But, dude, 23 sacks in a season. He breaks the sack record. And you're like, yeah, the best we can do is star dev. Like, no. Andre Cisco being an 82, no dev, is kind of frustrating. But I guess he really hasn't done crazy amounts. He's just been solid for us. Yeah. Anyways, apart from that, guys, it is now time to see what we can do against the New York Giants and just move into it. Here we are against the New York Giants, I believe, at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium or the Raiders. I always get it confused just from the dome. 7-7 start, 10-7 against the Giants, and it is, okay, 10-7 at halftime. That was kind of a stalemate there. 10-10. There we go, 17-10, 17-17. They're matching us, 24-17. Okay, let's go. 2-score lead. Yes, sir. The 2-score lead solidifies it. 27-17 as we beat the New York Giants in the Super Bowl to cap off this rebuild. Not really cap off. There's still one more season left, but let's see who your Super Bowl MVP is. Your Super Bowl MVP is Trevor Lawrence. Your league MVP is Jalen Hurts. No other Jaguars here. Really not Chris Hall as the Offensive Rookie of the Year. And also, who won Defensive Player of the Year? Was it not Josh Allen? Max Crosby. Okay, that's fair, I guess. Anyways, we've already seen the team upgrades. Let's move into the re-signings. In the AFC South, nobody retires. I'm glad that Brandon Scherf did not retire after a Super Bowl win. Usually they do, which makes sense. Cam Robinson, I'm not going to hold you here. Like, why do you not want to be here? Oh, you don't like our scheme fit? What? Oh, he's like, oh, I don't like it that we won a Super Bowl. I'm not going to deal with the winning scheme. The winning scheme I don't like. What, dude? Let's move into free agency. We have a bunch of money to spend. After free agency, we got a way better left tackle in Rashawn Slater. And then we also got DJ Reader and Azeez Al-Shaair as depth. So continuing to build that defensive line, let's move in to the draft. In the first round, picking up right outside linebacker, Michael Michaels. Nah, that's a crazy name. Michael Michaels, bro. Nah, your parents must hate you, dude. I didn't even realize it. I was like, okay, he has good stats and he has good athleticism. More depth at linebacker. Michael Michaels, dude. Whatever. So this is the team moving into the fourth and final season. We are a better team than last season. We already won the Super Bowl. Bush apparently is a guy that the AI picked up. Wow, Calvin Ridley has regressed quite a bit. It's crazy that we have a superstar second string. O-line looks way better without Cam Robinson. And, dude, I just can't with his name. Michael Michaels. They just sat down. They were like, they just gave birth to this kid. And they're like, shit, we just didn't have the time to come up with a name. Let's just keep it simple. Let's remove the S. Michael Michaels. It's spelled the same way, too, which is the best part, dude. Michael Michaels, like, you'll never get confused with his name. You can't mess it up. It's too good. It looks like Herrick was a bust because Michael Michaels is already here, baby. I'm so tempted to say Michael Myers or Michael Mayer, but Michaels, dude. I'm never gonna get over that name. It's crazy how my X Factor isn't higher than DJ Reader. But yeah, crazy good everything. Nails didn't really develop, even though he was an X Factor because we already had players above him. Humphreys only ended up being a star, but this team can definitely go back-to-back Super Bowls since we just won it with a lesser team. But let's move in to the playoffs in the final season. And in the fourth and final season, with a better team that we had in the previous season, we lose to the Texans in Week 18. By the way, we blew them out 42-7 in the previous season. They somehow go 13-4 and snub us out of the playoffs. Nice. I'm so excited to play this game every year. Okay. What? How do we go from Super Bowl champions to this? Trevor Lawrence had a pretty good season. 9th best offense. And 11, we were top 11 in both categories, and they're like, nah, no playoffs. 5,100 yards, 35 touchdowns, 7 receptions, and 112 passer rating is a great season. How did that not make the playoffs? ETN with 19 touchdowns, 4.2 per carry. Christian Kirk, 107 receptions, 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns. Calvin Ridley, 11 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Evan Ingram, 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. Hall having a pretty solid season other than only 3 touchdowns. Did the defense sell us? 136 tackles is great. Tackles for loss, 24 for Josh Allen. Sacks, 25 for Josh Allen. 15.5 for Trayvon Walker. 4 interceptions for Bryce Hall. safeties 1, and defensive touchdowns. How do you get 25 sacks in a season? The other player get 15.5 sacks. Trevor Lawrence balls out and we go 9-8 and get snubbed out of the playoffs, bro. What? Whatever, dude. Whatever. I mean, it's still a successful rebuild because we won the Super Bowl the previous year. How is this better team? I improved with Rashawn Slater, let go my other depth defensive tackle, and got a better defensive tackle in DJ Reader. Got more depth at linebacker. We just improved overall as a team. Went from an 85 overall team to a 91 overall team. We improved by 6 overalls, and they're like, nah, you're not allowed in the playoffs. Okay, the Chiefs beat the Cowboys 21-12. Justin Reed wins the Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes wins the league MVP. Wow, that is that's just stupid. Did I see a Jaguars award there? I think I saw Josh Allen. Yeah, Josh Allen for Defensive Player of the Year. I'm sure they won't give him X Factor, but I don't know how that works. I just don't know. Anyways, what do we got for the team upgrades before I end out the video? Bush is a star dev. Trevor Lawrence is 99. Yeah, they did give Josh Allen X Factor. But yeah, that's it. Anyways, guys, apart from that, I thank you guys all for watching. This was a successful rebuild. Let me know which team you want me to rebuild down below, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.